Welcome to another special episode of our Mandatory Mental Liberation series, produced by Baba Jalani Bhumani Dembe, the founder of Majestic Mind Matters University. I'm your royal narrator, Queen Magical Melanin, for this new episode titled, Unveiling the Truth, the Impact of Food Dyes on Our Melanin-Rich Culture Children's Health. The necessity of the Mandatory Mental Liberation series at Majestic Mind Matters University lies in our focus on serving our melanin-rich culture community. By addressing the importance of knowledge of self to produce greater self-awareness and advocating for our mental liberation, especially for our precious melanin-rich culture children, our messages aim to combat the enduring effects of generational mental enslavement stemming from the historical trauma of the chattel enslavement of the ancestors. Our initiative seeks to empower us to break free from these harmful and unfavorable legacies and cultivate a deep-rooted sense of self-identity and unwavering resilience. Our melanin is the rich pigment that gives tones to our glorious skin, our amazing hair, and our remarkable eyes. It is responsible for the varying shades of beautiful skin tones in our melanin-rich culture people. In the context of reclaiming our cultural heritage, we readily accept, embrace, and celebrate our natural skin tones to connect with our ancestral roots and reject the standards of beauty that have historically favored white skin. By embracing our melanin-rich skin, we affirm our identity and promote self-love and acceptance within our own melanin-rich culture community. Now let's begin this message titled, Unveiling the Truth, the Impact of Food Dyes on Our Melanin-Rich Culture Children's Health. Food dyes are additives commonly used in processed foods to enhance their color and make them visually appealing to consumers. However, many of these food dyes have been linked to various health risks, especially in children with higher levels of melanin in their skin. Melanin is a pigment that gives color to the skin, hair, and eyes, and these children may be more susceptible to the adverse effects of certain food dyes due to potential differences in how their bodies metabolize and eliminate these substances. One of the most commonly used food dyes, Red 40, Allura Red, has been associated with hyperactivity and ADHD in children. Studies have shown that children who consume products containing Red 40 may exhibit increased levels of hyperactivity, inattention, and impulsivity compared to those who do not consume these dyes. In melanin-rich children, these effects may be even more pronounced, as their bodies may have a harder time breaking down and eliminating the dye from their system. Yellow 5, tartrazine, and Yellow 6, sunset yellow, are two other commonly used food dyes that have been linked to various health risks, including allergic reactions, asthma, and hyperactivity in children. Melanin-rich children may be at a higher risk of experiencing these adverse effects due to differences in their metabolism and detoxification pathways. Additionally, some studies have suggested that Yellow 5 and Yellow May 6 have carcinogenic properties, raising concerns about their long-term effects on health. Blue 1, Brilliant Blue, and Blue 2, Indigo Carmine, are two blue food dyes that have been linked to allergic reactions, asthma, and other health issues in children. Melanin-rich children may be more susceptible to these effects due to potential differences in their body's ability to process and eliminate these dyes. Additionally, some research has suggested that Blue 1 and Blue May 2 have neurotoxic effects, impacting the developing brains of children. Green 3, Fast Green, is another food dye that has raised concerns due to its potential health risks. Some studies have linked Green 3 to allergic reactions, hyperactivity, and behavioral issues in children. Melanin-rich children may be at a higher risk of experiencing these effects, as their bodies may have a harder time detoxifying and eliminating the dye from their system. Red 3, Erythrocene, is a food dye that has been banned in some countries due to its potential carcinogenic properties. However, it is still used in the United States and other countries, raising concerns about its impact on children's health. Melanin-rich children may be particularly vulnerable to the carcinogenic effects of Red 3, highlighting the need for stricter regulations on its use in food products. The health risks associated with common food dyes are a significant concern for children, especially those with higher levels of melanin in their skin. These children may be more susceptible to the adverse effects of certain food dyes due to potential differences in their metabolism and detoxification pathways. It is essential for parents, healthcare providers, and policymakers to be aware of these risks and take steps to minimize children's exposure to harmful food dyes. This includes reading ingredient labels, choosing natural and organic foods whenever possible, and advocating for stricter regulations on the use of food dyes in processed foods. By working together, we can protect the health and well-being of all children, regardless of their melanin levels. Food dyes are widely used in the food industry to add color to processed foods and make them more visually appealing to consumers. However, recent studies have raised concerns about the potential health risks associated with consuming foods containing artificial food dyes. In particular, children with higher levels of melanin in their skin may be at higher risk for adverse effects from these additives. Melanin is a pigment that gives color to the skin, hair, and eyes, and it plays a crucial role in protecting the skin from the harmful effects of UV radiation. Studies have shown that individuals with higher levels of melanin may have differences in how their bodies metabolize and eliminate certain substances, including food dyes. This could potentially make them more susceptible to the negative effects of these additives. Several common food dyes have been linked to a range of health issues, particularly in children. For example, studies have suggested that artificial food dyes such as Red 40, Yellow 5, and Yellow May 6 be associated with behavioral problems in children, including hyperactivity, ADHD, and other behavioral issues. These dyes have also been linked to allergic reactions and other adverse effects in some individuals. Children with higher levels of melanin may be at increased risk for experiencing these adverse effects. This is because their bodies may process and eliminate these substances differently than individuals with lower levels of melanin. As a result, these children may be more likely to experience negative health effects from consuming foods containing artificial food dyes. In addition to the potential health risks associated with artificial food dyes, there are also concerns about the safety of these additives. Some food dyes have been linked to carcinogenic properties and may pose long-term health risks to consumers. For example, some studies have suggested that Red 40 may be associated with an increased risk of certain types of cancer, including lymphoma and leukemia. Given the potential health risks associated with artificial food dyes, many health experts and advocacy groups have called for stricter regulations on the use of these additives in processed foods. Some countries have already banned certain food dyes or require warning labels on products containing these additives. However, in many countries, the use of artificial food dyes is still widespread, and consumers may unknowingly be exposing themselves and their children to these potentially harmful substances. In light of these concerns, it is important for consumers, especially parents of young children, to be aware of the potential risks associated with consuming foods containing artificial food dyes. Reading ingredient labels and choosing products that do not contain synthetic dyes may help reduce the risk of exposure to these additives. Additionally, advocating for stricter regulations on the use of artificial food dyes in the food industry can help protect public health and prevent potential negative effects on vulnerable populations, such as children with higher levels of melanin. Artificial food dyes are common additives used in processed foods to enhance their color and appearance. However, these additives have been linked to various health risks, particularly in children with higher levels of melanin in their skin. These children may be more susceptible to the adverse effects of certain food dyes due to potential differences in how their bodies metabolize and eliminate these substances. It is important for consumers to be informed about the potential risks of consuming foods containing artificial food dyes and to advocate for stricter regulations on the use of these additives in the food industry. Food dyes have been a controversial topic in the realm of child nutrition and health for many years. While they may add vibrant colors to our food and drinks, there are concerns about the potential health risks associated with their consumption, especially in children. Of particular concern are the health risks that have been linked to food dyes in children with more melanin in their skin. One of the most common health risks associated with food dyes is allergic reactions. Synthetic dyes like tartrazine, Yellow 5, and Red dye 40 have been known to cause allergic reactions in some individuals, particularly children with more melanin in their skin. Symptoms of food dye allergies can range from mild to severe and may include hives, itching, swelling, and difficulty breathing. In some cases, Food dye allergies can be life-threatening and require immediate medical attention. In addition to allergic reactions, food dyes have also been linked to hyperactivity and behavioral issues in children. Studies have suggested that certain food dyes may exacerbate symptoms of hyperactivity, inattention, and impulsivity in children, especially in those with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, or autism. Children with more melanin in their skin may be more susceptible to these effects, making it even more important to monitor their intake of food dyes. Furthermore, some food dyes have been associated with asthma and respiratory issues in children. Tartrazine, in particular, has been linked to exacerbating asthma symptoms and causing respiratory problems in certain individuals. Children with more melanin in their skin may be at a higher risk for developing asthma or other respiratory conditions, making the potential effects of food dyes even more concerning. Another significant health risk that has been associated with food dyes is an increased risk of cancer. Some food dyes have raised concerns about their potential carcinogenic effects, particularly in children with more melanin in their skin who may be at a higher risk for certain types of cancer. While the link between food dyes and cancer is still being studied, it is important to consider the potential risks when making decisions about the consumption of food dyes in children. Finally, food dyes have also been found to disrupt hormonal balance in the body, which can have long-term health effects on children. Hormonal disruption can impact growth, development, and overall health, and children with more melanin in their skin may be more vulnerable to these effects. It is essential to be aware of the potential impact of food dyes on hormonal balance and to limit exposure to these additives in order to protect children's health. In conclusion, food dyes have been linked to a number of health risks in children, particularly those with more melanin in their skin. These risks include allergic reactions, hyperactivity and behavioral issues, asthma and respiratory problems, cancer risk, and hormonal disruption. It is crucial to be mindful of the potential dangers of food dyes and to take steps to minimize children's exposure to these additives in order to protect their health and well-being. I'm your royal narrator, Queen Magical Melanin. We trust that you have expanded your understanding through the insights shared by Baba Jelani Bhumani Dembe, founder of Majestic Mind Matters University, in our Mandatory Mental Liberation Series special message titled, Unveiling the Truth: The Impact of Food Dyes on Our Melanin-Rich Culture Children's Health. Remember this, it is essential to honor the ancestors. We have a unique connection to the ancestors. They endured many unwarranted struggles, preserved our melanin-rich culture, and passed down invaluable wisdom through many generations. By honoring the ancestors, we pay honorable tribute to our roots and draw great strength and much-needed inspiration from the unwavering resilience and royal legacy that has paved the way for our present and future generations. Ancestral reverence is a powerful way for us to continually uphold our own melanin-rich identity, heritage, and cultural legacy. Here is an ancient Alkebulan proverb to keep in mind. If you think you are too small to make a difference, you have not spent the night with a mosquito. Remember this as well, whenever you are in the presence of anyone, saying, they don't see color, it actually means, they don't see you. As a member of our melanin-rich culture, you must strive for knowledge of self for greater personal awareness. Always treat yourself kindly and seek to live a totally awesome and gloriously fulfilling melanin-rich culture life. So, like, subscribe, and share this very special melanin-rich culture link with everyone that you care about and that really cares about you and all of yours as well, and thank you for listening. Ashe.